What's good with y'all, family? How y'all doing? This is Mario Matthews, owner and operator of Minutes Till Dawn Productions, and author of the book Dream No More, Rise of a Lion. Dream No More, Rise of a Lion is a coming-of-age sci-fi fantasy novel featuring Lion, a young boy who is torn from his family due to a civil war. He's taken in, nursed back to health by a host family who find out about his odd continental misplacement, and his family is also captured by a sorceress. So now they're on a quest to retrace their steps back to where they found Lyon in order to unravel the mystery surrounding his circumstances and to hone his skills for the journey ahead. Dream No More Rise of a Lion is in stores right now on Amazon and Lulu.com. Amazon, you get the paperback and the ebook, and Lulu, you get this hardback. Thank y'all for all the love and support, man. So, let's talk about Jay-Z and his NFL masquerading, okay? Because that's what it is. Look, I'm gonna state this for the record. All right. So a while ago, I wouldn't even I wasn't even that big of a Jay-Z fan a while ago. And then recently I've heard some of his music is actually not bad. It's pretty good. It's actually pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. It was good. You feel me? However, dude does not have a good track record when it comes to business and how it corresponds to the empowerment of the black community, specifically the black ADOS communities. Now, with that being said, ToneTalks recently did his video concerning the topic, and he did an amazing job at breaking down a lot of Jay-Z's business deals and stuff like that. I would actually leave a link to that video because he did an amazing job at it. Amazing. So with that being said, I'm actually going to get into a different topic in concerns with this topic, obviously. So let's go ahead and talk about this new article that came out from the Washington Post. Yeah, the Washington Post. Here we go. Concerning this situation with Jay-Z. Headline: Eric Reed calls Jay-Z's reported NFL ownership stake despicable and asinine. There you go. Let's see what's up with it. All right. Jay-Z appears to have strengthened the ties to the NFL even further. On Friday, TMZ Sports reported the rapper and entertainment mogul will have a significant ownership interest in an NFL team. Now, ToneTalks also echoed this sentiment, and you gotta read between the lines, family, okay? Significant. What does that mean? What does significant means? It's not giving you a quantifiable number. You don't know whether or not he owns 10%, 11%, 20. You don't even know what he owns. And not only that, it didn't even give you a team. They're not even talking about which team this dude owns or has a significant share in. Now, Antonio Moore, ToneTalks, he brought out, he said it real talk. He said it straight. He was like, yo, the only words that matter in business is majority or ownership. If you don't own 50% or 51% of something, or 100% of something, all else, by all intents and purposes, is minuscule. That's real talk. That's real talk. That's exactly why I decided to go independent when I created my book, Dream No More, Rise of a Lion. You feel me? You're right. Absolutely right. Let's continue. That report came 2 days after the announcement of a partnership on musical events and social interaction between the league and his entertainment company, Rock Nation. Now, understand what they just said. This is the rules to engagement when Rock Nation is engaged with the NFL. Listen to this carefully one more time. Listen. The announcement of a partnership on musical events and social interactions. So, for all intents and purposes, social interactions is essentially means that the Rock Nation is going to be a meat shield for the NFL. Okay? Anytime the NFL gets itself into some kind of debaucherous, debaucherous news report or PR nightmare, they're expecting the Rock Nation to come run interference for them. That's what's going on. Okay? That's what's going on. For all intents and purposes, the Rock Nation is the NFL's PR firm when interacting with black people that are the descendants of American slavery. That's what's going on. Continuing, Carolina Panthers safety Eric Reed, who had been outspoken about the partnership earlier this week, responded to the ownership report with remarks in which he called the move despicable. And rightfully so. Shouts out to Eric Reed, because it is despicable. You are literally becoming a meat shield for the NFL, knowing the record of the NFL, knowing that the players are black players, for in specific, are experiencing a mass epidemic of CTE, head injuries, and all this stuff, and the NFL is scrubbing it under the rug. Then you have, all these NFL owners coming out who vote, not only donated to the Trump campaign. They donated to Trump. You feel me? So we got all these people who are either apathetic or oppositional to black ADOS people here in the NFL. And you meant to tell me the Rock Nation wants to run interference with these people? This ain't no savvy business deal. This ain't no business on another level. I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler, homie. Remember that? Well, don't try to hustle us. We already know what you on. All those years of selling crack cocaine to the community, selling cheap liquor, Uber. You invested in Uber. And if anybody, Uber, Obama and Uber were instrumental when it came to this, devastating labor laws in America. And now you're trying to hustle us again. It's pathetic. Continuing, Eric Reed's, he quotes, Jay-Z claimed to be a supporter of Colin Kaepernick, Reed said to reporters while wearing a number 7 jersey stitched with the phrase, I'm with Cap. Quote, he wore his jersey, told people not to perform at the Super Bowl because of the treatment of what the NFL did to Colin, and now he's going to be a part owner. is kind of despicable. Shouts out to Eric Reed. There you go. Your quote unquote black leaders, hip hop moguls, are selling us up the river. Ain't that something? Just straight up selling us up the river. Man, y'all think y'all real slick with these sleight of hand tactics. And this is coming from black communal members who gave y'all money. Who went out, bought products and stuff like that y'all were selling. All of the wealth in the black community is funneled to a small sect of people. Now, mind you, the black community owns less than 3% of the wealth in America. We are like 13, 14% of the population, yet we own a minuscule of wealth. And that's largely in part because of the racial wealth gap that stems all the way from slavery. This is why reparations is important. However, the sliver of wealth that we do have has been corralled in the hands of either old baby boomers, old black baby boomers, or a small sect of people who have decided that business is the end all be all to everything, regardless of the condition of the community. They will willingly sell your people up the river just to make a few dollars. Be that mascot for white supremacists. Disgusting. Continuing, Reed knelt during the national anthem before his team's preseason game Friday as part of his continued protest of social injustices and to support Kaepernick, the former San Francisco 49ers quarterback who has remained unsigned since the end of 2016 season. Jay-Z, a 22-time Grammy Award winner with the given name Sean Carter, has a history of philanthropy and work towards criminal justice reform, but his partnership with the NFL has angered many supporters of Colin Kaepernick's cause. Now, the Washington Post think they slick. They're going to throw in, well, he has a history of philanthropy. He has a history of it. Everybody know that. We know that he's been bailing out people from prison. We know that he's been doing what is that? What is that? The movie for Trayvon Martin. We already know all this stuff. But it's quite clear to me and to everybody else in the community that this dude is playing both sides as fools. No. You do not do business with open enemies. And the ADOS black community, we have to make it known to everybody. We don't care if you are ADOS. We don't care if you're a black immigrant. We don't care if you're a white person, Asian person, like Latino. We don't care where you are from. If you are doing business and politics with our open enemies, for all intents and purposes, you are not our allies. You are not for our community, and we will treat you as such. You are an opponent for all intents and purposes. Because nowadays, we got too many people sitting on the fences while we got black people getting their brains blown out in the streets by white supremacist terrorists. When are we going to take a stand for our community? The empowerment and what is owed to us due to slavery, due to Jim Crow, due to the race riots. the black codes. We have to take a stand for what is important for our community now. And that means being exclusionary to people who have an invested interest to see us in this position. The worst position in the U.S., the least amount of wealth, the most amount of dysfunction. If we are going to rise from an exploitation class to an ownership class, then we have to start taking the mantle of ownership. We have to come to the table of business and politics like we're in it to win it. No more doing business with open enemies and expecting the community to have your back. Now, is this to say that there's some aspects of our society that we cannot, that we cannot do business with due to the fact that they're open white supremacists running our system? Last I checked, everybody pay taxes. So there's no skating around it. But taxation without representation, that is our problem. And to make matters even worse, we got people like Jay-Z who are running around here like they're our leaders, knowing that they're in the tank to keep us subservient in a position of destruction and devastation. That stops today. Continuing. Reed directly addressed the comments Friday, firing back a scathing response. Quote, "For one, when has Jay-Z ever taken a knee to come out and tell us we're past kneeling?" Reed wondered. Yes, he's done a lot of great work, a lot of great social justice work, but for you to get paid to go to an NFL news conference to say that we're past kneeling, again, asinine. Players Coalition 2.0. He got paid to take the bullets, and now he's taking now because we're not having it. Eric Reed is a real one. Eric Reed is a real one. You feel me? Continuing. Kaepernick has not yet publicly addressed the partnership between Roc Nation and the NFL, but his girlfriend, radio personality Nisa Deeb, has continued to express her opinions about the subject on Twitter. Quote, "Jay-Z knew better and did not do better," Dab said in one post before the reports about Jay-Z's potential ownership stake. The NFL used him, but that shouldn't surprise anyone because that's how the NFL moves. That's what the NFL always does. Buy PR looks. Thankfully, the people see through this, even if it means calling out their idol. There you go. Now, Miss Nisa called Jay-Z our idol. Black people, American descendants of slavery. Is this your king? Is this your king? It's time we start calling a spade a spade. Jay-Z is trying to play both sides of this opposition, of this war. Okay? He is trying his best to milk as much money as he can from white supremacist terrorists. At the same time, he is running interference for them and trying to play like he is on the best side of the black community. Okay? Now, with that being said, the analysis is a lot worse than that. Okay? Jay-Z has a track record of exploiting black people in the ADOS community. He has a track record, okay? And he is attempting to offset that through philanthropy. Not realizing that due to the massive amount of wealth redistribution, stolen wealth from the black community, no amount of philanthropy can solve that problem, okay? And yeah, my nonprofit people, I'm saying it like it is, okay? There is no amount of charity that can solve the racial wealth gap, okay? I don't care if it's coming from Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos. Look, there is no amount of philanthropy that can solve the racial wealth gap. This is a systemic problem between the black community and the white community, okay? If we are going to solve these fundamental problems in our society dealing with racism, white supremacy, then you have to pay, and white people, I'm talking to y'all, and this is not just for white people, any community that comes to the U.S. seeking a better life, seeking ownership, seeking to achieve the quality of life that is substantially better than anywhere else they would go in the world, then you have to understand when you come here, for all intents and purposes, you are benefiting from the fruits of slavery, Jim Crow, the Black Codes, race riots, all of the wars all over the planet that the U.S. have been involved in. Every single one of these instances was made and produced on the backs of black Americans. For all intents and purposes, if you are in the U.S., you are benefiting from the devastation and the dissolution of black Americans. Therefore, if you are here, you will have your hand when it comes to paying reparations to the American descendants of slavery, black Americans, foundational black Americans. So I don't care who says what. If you got a problem with it, then you got a problem with it. This is our legacy that was stolen, our wealth, our lives. And we are coming as the bill collectors. That's right. That's absolutely right. Continuing. On Wednesday, Dab denied that Jay-Z and the NFL officials spoke with Kapernick before reporting the deal. You see how dirty this is, bro? Just people stabbing other people in the back like that. You see what I'm saying? Mm-mm-mm. During Wednesday announcement, Jay-Z was photographed smiling and laughing next to NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, who Reed has accused of burying Kaepernick's career. In 2017, Reed and Kaepernick filed grievances against the NFL, accusing owners of colluding to prevent teams from signing Kaepernick as punishment for his activism. Although the cases were settled in February for an undisclosed amount, Kaepernick, who has expressed his desire to return to the league, remains unsigned. Kaepernick, this one's for you, player. You didn't make the right call, bro. Now, a lot of people would say, oh my God, why'd you say that? Why'd you say that? Kaepernick, he had to pay bills. He had to pay bills. Oh. Look, as far as we're concerned, this was the opportunity to expose everything in regards to the NFL's negligence to black ADOS players. Okay? He may have been running out of money. That doesn't mean that he couldn't bring the case or couldn't keep the case up. Now, am I saying that he should have represented himself? Maybe. Maybe. But I know that settling out of court, and now you're probably under a gag order where you can't say anything about the NFL, and you remained unsigned, so you ain't getting nothing out of the deal. But he signed with Nike. He signed with Nike. What about Nike? Athletes are supposed to get endorsement deals. That's what they do. That is a part of being an athlete. You get endorsement deals and you get, those type of things. Regardless of whatever happened in the court case, he probably already would have got signed with Nike because all these people was bidding for him anyway. Yeah, man. No. I think Kaepernick made a bad move on that one. But hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Continuing, the report of Jay-Z's potential ownership stake further inflamed Kaepernick supporters, who believed it signifies an increasingly close relationship between the artist and those preventing Kaepernick from playing. Ownership in an NFL team will make Jay-Z the first African American in that position in the league's history. Now, how long has the NFL been around? I don't know. I probably have to research that a little bit more. But you meant to tell me that this is the very first time a black ADOS person ever had any type of ownership stake in this company. And this is not in regards to having a majority or 100% ownership. He just has a significant ownership. He's poised to have significant ownership in an undisclosed team. You can't make this up even if you tried, man. This is pathetic. This is pathetic. This is pathetic, man. Anyway, continuing. In 2004, Jay-Z purchased $1 million stake of the NBA's Brooklyn Nets. The deal was also seen as controversial, with detractors believing it increased gentrification in his native Brooklyn. See? Jay-Z has not yet commented on the ownership reports, but he defended Roc Nation's partnership with the league by saying, quote, "Everyone knows I agree with what you're saying," in Kaepernick's underlying message. "So what are we going to do? Help millions and millions of people, or are we stuck on Kaepernick not having a job?" Now, ask yourself a question, people. How does this help millions of people? How does this deal with Roc Nation and the NFL help millions and millions of people? I'll tell you how. Keeping y'all asleep. That's how. Keeping y'all in a subservient position to where you think you have some sort of stake in the American lifestyle and American way, when we are literally a bottom caste being exploited by these people. Sad. The team with which Jay-Z might get a stake remains unknown, but TMZ reported that it will happen in the near future. TMZ quoted an unnamed person by saying Jay-Z's motivation behind owning a team is because he, quote, "is a huge fan, already has a sports business, and want to continue to be a change agent for the NFL." Yeah, you an agent, all right. And that's the end of the article. Ladies and gentlemen, we really got to come to terms with the fact that we have a lot of black celebrities, black baby boomers, black people that are immigrating from other places. And not everybody, not all black celebrities, not all black baby boomers, not all black immigrants. Okay? However, a significant portion, and by significant portion, I mean too many people in these categories are selling us up the river. They're selling us a faulty bag of goods